President Sánchez, distinguished comrades, fellow delegates, let me begin by thanking our comrades in the Republican People's Party, CHP, for hosting us in Turkey and for their continued leadership within the Socialist International. We express our full solidarity with CHP and finally condemn the unjust arrest of Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu. Silencing democratic voices is not only an attack on political freedom in Turkey, it's an attack on democracy itself. It is a personal and political honor to address this council for the first time since the Egyptian Social Democratic Party regained its full and active membership in this historic global movement. We rejoined the Socialist International not only as participants but as partners committed to advancing the causes of justice, dignity, and peace. We gathered at a time of deep global unrest, when democratic institutions are eroding authoritarianism, it is on the rise and international law is routinely violated. But we also come with hope. Hope in the enduring strength of our shared values. Hope in the power of international solidarity. Hope in our ability as a global movement to stand on the right side of history. I speak to you as a parliamentarian, as an Egyptian, and also as a medical doctor. In medicine, we don't treat symptoms. We diagnose causes of the disease. If we fail to address the underlying illness, the pain returns worse than before. The same principle applies to politics. What we are witnessing in Gaza is not simply a crisis. It is a result of decades of occupation, displacement, siege, and impunity. If we ignore these root causes, injustice will not only deepen and peace will remain an illusion. We welcome the powerful joint statement issued last week by Spain, Ireland, Norway, Slovenia, Iceland, Luxembourg, and Malta, a coalition of European nations mainly led by social democratic parties. Their declaration moved beyond words. It committed to diplomatic action, legal accountability, and recognition of the state of Palestine as an essential step toward peace. It marked a turning point from rhetorical support to political pressure, rooted in international law and moral responsibility. Other voices across the world have joined this growing consensus. South Africa, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, and even global partners like the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand have called for an immediate ceasefire and a just right-based solution. Within Europe, Germany, Portugal, and Denmark have urged humanitarian access and a shift in international posture. Comrades, let's speak plainly. What is happening in Gaza is not a conflict between equals. It's a humanitarian catastrophe. And false balance is not neutrality, it is complicity. The Socialist International has always stood with the oppressed, from apartheid in South Africa to dictatorship in Latin America. We stood today. We must stand again with clarity and conviction for the Palestinian people, not as a symbolic gesture, but as a moral imperative. Therefore, we call on the Socialist International to urge all member parties and government to formally recognize the state of Palestine, organize a high-level mission to Palestine and Israel to document the situation and support a roadmap grounded in international law. Demand permanent ceasefire and the immediate unrestricted delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza. Oppose all attempts at forced displacement or illegal annexation. Support accountability for all war crimes, regardless of who commits them. Across the world, from Ukraine to Sudan, from from Yemen to Myanmar, violence and injustice continue to claim lives. Let us affirm one thing clearly today. Peace cannot be built on domination, occupation, or political bullying. Peace is built on justice, dignity, and mutual respect. Comrades, we are not spectators of history, we are its authors. Let us rise to this moment with the full force of our values, not with hesitation, but with conviction, not with cautious words, but with bold action. Let the Socialist International be remembered as the force that stood up when others stood back, the voice that spoke when others stayed silent, the movement that chose justice over comfort and solidarity over calculation. Let us prove here and now that when people are under siege, when rights are denied, and when humanity is tested, the Socialist International does not waver, it leads. Let us not just speak of peace, let us make it. Let us not just make justice, let us deliver it. Thank you.